I predict the Houston Texans are going to finish 11-5 and first in the AFC South. I love Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson, their quarterback, is entering his second year in the NFL. He's coming off of an injury. You got to remember last year that Deshaun Watson had 19 touchdown passes in just 7 games last year. That's ridiculous. That's unheard of. And so I think that, the Texans are going to take a big step forward because of that. You also got to remember the Texans lost 13 starters last year. 13 starters. There's only 22 on an NFL football team, so that's pretty unbelievable. The Texans were able to, I guess not really. They struggled last year because they had so many injuries. Now on paper, barring no injuries, on paper the Texans are one of the most talented rosters in the entire NFL. The problem is their offensive line stinks. Some of that is because of, there's no excuse really, their offensive line sucks. And I would think that maybe, hopefully, Deshaun Watson can disguise that a little bit because he's so mobile and able to run around. But it's just true. Like, I don't want Deshaun Watson running around a lot. He just tore his ACL, and their offensive line with the Texans is a very big concern. If they make it to the playoffs, of all the playoff teams in the NFL, the Texans will have by far the worst offensive line in the entire playoffs. Now, they do have one of the top 3, probably top 4 or 5 wide receivers in the NFL. I like DeAndre Hopkins. I would take Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, and Odell Beckham Jr. over him. But I like DeAndre Hopkins a lot. He doesn't get hurt. He's pretty consistent. He works hard. I like him a lot. The question with the Texans this year is, can J.J. Watt stay healthy? I mean, injuries, man. Injuries have plagued the Texans for the last couple of years. Deshaun Watson, J.J. Watt, everybody seems to get hurt. And so I really hope that J.J. Watt can stay healthy. If he can, he could be Defensive Player of the Year. We don't know. But what I do know is that Davian Clowney, the defensive end for the Texans, needs help. If you don't have J.J. Watt and Whitney Marcellus who got hurt last year, if you don't have those two guys there, you can double team Jadeveon Clowney, and he's not effective at all. So to have a consistent pass rush, the Texans need to have J.J. Watt healthy. Their secondary got better. They signed Aaron Colvin, the corner out of their rival Jacksonville Jaguars. Aaron Colvin's going to be an interesting story for the the Houston Texans. Aaron Colvin is new to the Texans. The reason why he's interesting is he's never been a starting corner before. He's always been the third corner on a depth chart that comes on to guard the third receiver in only nickel sets. Now you're going to move Aaron Colvin outside to see if he can really compete and be a number 1 corner in this league. It's going to be an interesting storyline. So on paper, it's all good. On paper, Deshaun Watson's back. J.J. Watt is back. They upgraded their defense. Their offensive line still sucks, but it's interesting. The only question is, can they avoid injuries? If the Texans can avoid injuries, they will be 11-5 and first in the AFC South. They're a playoff team. They have the worst offensive line in the playoffs, but they could still make it work. I'm excited for the Texans. I see them going 11-5 as long as they can avoid injuries. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember, if you want to help Strong Opinion Sports grow, you can share this with your friends on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever it is. Help me grow Strong Opinion Sports by telling your friends about this show. And always remember, you can subscribe to Strong Opinion Sports on iTunes, on SoundCloud, everywhere you can find a podcast, as well as YouTube. My full entire podcast is on YouTube, as well as shorter, more interesting clips like this. So thank you so much. Have a great day, and take care.